But I'm not just talking about Huddersfield Town when I say Town heading for the playoffs, because I also mean the Shamen of Halifax Town, who enjoyed another fabulous, valuable win yesterday away at Eastleigh in the National League. All the way to Southampton and back on a bank holiday Monday, you need to make it worth your while. And Pete Wild's team certainly did that with a 2-1 victory. It means that Halifax Town have kept a firm grip on third place in the National League table for now, with just 2 matches of the regular season left. Stockport currently in top position. And if you can't reach that, then top 7 is what counts as a minimum if you're going to try and get promotion in the National League in terms of the playoff zone. And there's a very big incentive to finish specifically in second or third if you can't make top. And that's going to become clear very shortly, because I had a conversation with long-serving and knowledgeable fan David Foy a little earlier today to discuss the realistic prospects for the playoffs for Halifax Town and, crucially, and this is the bit where we need to sit and listen, the mechanics of those end-of-season playoffs in the National League, which is actually, in truth, a lot simpler than it may seem.
Anyone who follows rugby league in terms of I think it's in Super League and the Championship at rugby league, it's the same format. So within the National League, finishing 2nd to 7th puts you into the playoffs, but crucially, teams aim to try and finish 2nd or 3rd, because they automatically get into the semi-finals. 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th all play one another in like an eliminator round. So then 4 would become 2, and then 2nd and 3rd, who both have home advantage, then play the 2 winners of that previous elimination round in an actual semi-final. It is only one leg as well. Within the semi-final, then, of course, whoever wins that goes to the playoff final, and whoever wins that wins promotion to the Football League.
Beautifully explained, David. Thank you for your clarity. And there'll be fans of the Shamen, as well as casual observers from outside Halifax, who'll remember how actually Pete Wild's team has fallen foul of that agonising first hurdle in the eliminator, which has been away from home. And that's something that clearly the team looks like they're going to avoid now.
Yes, I mean, you'd hope so. I mean, whatever happens now, Halifax cannot finish any lower than 4th. So even if you finished 4th, they would have home advantage in that, what's essentially, I suppose you could argue, is called like the quarter-final. We would have home advantage. However, if we got through, I think it depends if because 2nd or 3rd are there, aren't they? We'd be away then, but we'd definitely have home advantage in the eliminator. So it's crucial that we try and finish 3rd or even 2nd, depending on our league. Other medias around our league have sort of made the title race into a 2-horse race between Stockport and Wrexham, and then there's the race for 3rd between what looks like ourselves and Solihull, with possibly an outside chance. With Notts County, whatever happens, we will have at least one home game in the playoffs to sum it up.
That'd be fantastic. You're right to sum it up that way, because it also allows us to anticipate just how much of a bounce the Shea Terraces will have if and when that playoff comes. The general tone of what you're sharing with us, David, is one of increased optimism about how far the team might go this season as compared to others. Do you perceive a better operation now under Pete and the players that he's recruited? Does the team seem more likely, better equipped to make an assault on promotion?
This is probably the best chance. This is the best chance this club's had of promotion for, dare I say, the Chris Wilder 2005-06 season. Obviously, we know what Chris Wilder's done in football since then. But since Pete Wild came in, I was lucky enough to attend his first match, which was a friendly in July away at his old club, Oldham. And there was an absolute monsoon pour down, and it was almost like there was a literal change in the waters. Even from that first friendly, we were very attacking, proactive. Everything was positive. He just eludes optimism. He oozes, charisma. He's positive. He's young. He's hungry. All those words that are always used in, interviews, medias, ways to describe people. So yeah, since he's come in, we've always tried to play a more attacking style, which is a complete opposite to what he's. The manager previous, Jamie Fulton, did. He was a lot more conservative. We played a lot more tighter at the back. There was more, I think we drew something like 20 games once the season before Pete Wild come in, and over half of them would have been 0-0. So it's great to see these attacking players. we've always had at least 1 to 2 players on 10 goals, over 10 goals a season, which is great to see. Got Billy Waters, currently the striker, 20 goals. Jordan Slew, who sort of cuts in from the right, he's on 10 goals. Midfield scores pretty prolifically. Matt Warburton's also got double figures. So yeah, we've been we've been a lot more attacking side at home. We've always had us attacking wing backs under Pete Wild. We made the playoffs in the first season under him, which you touched on yourself when we had to travel down to Boreham Wood. It just seemed a step too far. We'd had the massive gap due to the outbreak. Last season, we just dropped out. I believe for the majority of the season, we were in those top 7, and the only time we were out was that final day when we lost 2-1 to Chesterfield, which meant they went into the playoff places instead of ourselves, which were a disappointing end to that season, but there was still plenty of optimism for this season. We started well, we were top, albeit briefly around the festive period, but we've never been any lower, I think, than sort of 10th, and that would have been in August when we lost at home. We lost his first home game 2-1 to Maidenhead, but ever since we've just been in those top 7, pushing on for the upper reaches of the playoffs. So whatever happens this season, again, if we finish 4th, it's the highest Halifax Town will have finished for 20 years since we fell out of the Football League, which was back in 2002.
Fantastic. And clearly the optimism oozes from your voice as well, David, if I may say. In terms of what's left this season, Aldershot at home next up, and that's your final home game of the regular season. Then the Stockport away, isn't there, on the middle weekend to finish the regular fixtures. Stockport at the top of the tree. How relevant or irrelevant could that game be by then, in fact?
For ourselves personally, I mean, obviously supporters are trying to work out the numbers and the mathematics required, but Stockport also have a game in hand on us. So I think it's fair to say after their win and possibly Wrexham drawing yesterday, I know we won ourselves. I think we've all but got to give the championship to Stockport. That extra game we're targeting, they'll beat Wrexham on Sunday. It's Stockport versus Wrexham this Sunday in the National League. So we're hoping for a Stockport win to try and catch Wrexham, and then possibly a Stockport win. They play midweek, then at home to Boreham Wood. They can win the title. We can go there on Saturday, the 14th, which would be the following Saturday. Hopefully we've done enough to be third and can't be overtaken, and it becomes a bit of just like a celebration for both clubs. And, you know, Stockport can prepare for the Football League, and we can also, dare I say, we can also start planning for that promotion push also. Yeah,
it'll be fantastic. And everything that you say is realistic. That's the beauty of it, David. This could happen. Somebody has got to follow, if it is Stockport, into the Football League again. You will have not left it unnoticed that Bradford City are in League Two. Doncaster Rovers have been demoted to League Two after the relegation from League One. They're quite apart from the localness of the division. There is so much to look forward to. And Halifax Town should be a part of the furniture up there, should they not?
And I thought so. You've just touched upon another subject there, Paul. Halifax Town, currently in the National League, are the most northern club that compete in it. It's a very, very southern-heavy division. So, if nothing else, the Football League, obviously we would get, I think we get an extra £1 million a year just for being in the Football League. As you say, we'd have Bradford finally as a league game. I mean, I'm 33, and the only game I've seen us play against Bradford City was the FA Cup game in 2015.
Yes.
A game, arguably, we should have been out of sight in the first half, but I'm not going to dwell too much on that. But yeah, as you say, Doncaster have come back down. We can reacquaint, you know, old rivalries with another Yorkshire club there. You know, we've even got Tranmere in there. I have to admit, I haven't really looked at a lot of the teams in League Two, but I know it's a lot more sort of local to us. Even Barrow, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, Barrow up there, Harrogate are there, Salford. You know,
not Oldham Athletic, unfortunately. Not Oldham.
Yeah, Oldham or Scunthorpe, yeah, of course.
Which Pete Wild will be particularly upset about, won't he? But he's got his own fish to fry now. David Foy, thank you very much for joining us tonight on West Yorkshire Sport.
No problem. Thank you.
Let's get